Welcome to the Stronger, Fitter, Happier podcast. I'm your host Vin, and today we are discussing the importance of change. And what I mean is the importance of changing yourself. Now, this isn't a negative podcast. I'm not trying to tell you that you're not good enough or there's something wrong with you. What I'm trying to just discuss and get you to think about is the importance of changing your behaviors, your actions, and certain aspects about yourself to achieve a goal that you may have or achieve excellence in your life in areas like whether it's relationships with your partner or your children, or even your body and your health and fitness. So if that's of interest to you, make sure you listen to the rest of this episode. I hope you enjoy it. Today, I am talking about the importance of change and why you need to change. Now, before I get started, what I want to clear up is when I say that you need to change, I'm not trying to tell you that there's something wrong with you. I'm not saying that you have issues or you have problems. Like, I know there's a whole movement of body positivity and how you're good enough as you are and you are perfect as you are and you should love yourself for who you are. I am in agreement with that camp to a certain extent. I just feel that, to thrive and to be better and to excel, you can't accept who you are completely. And I don't mean that in a negative way. So let me expand on that and what I mean and why I'm saying that you need to change or what the importance of change is. So we all have goals. Yeah. Every single one of us will have some sort of goals, some sort of ambitions to be better or do something that they don't have right now. Whether it's a better relationship, whether it's a relationship in the first place, whether it's a good relationship with your kids, a better relationship with diet, you want a better looking body, you want to be fitter, you want to be stronger, you want a better job, you want to earn more money. We all have certain goals. And the reason why I'm saying it's so important that you change and that you embrace change and why you need to change is because to achieve a goal, to achieve something that you don't have right now, you need to do something different than you're doing right now. And that requires you to change. And the reason why I say it requires you to change is because to achieve a goal, to achieve something you don't have right now, you need to change your actions and behaviors and maybe some of your characteristics. So for example, to have a better relationship, this is something I'm using an example for myself. To have a better relationship, I personally need to change in terms of my stubbornness. I need to change maybe my anger, how I react to when people tell me something bad about myself in terms of like something I'm doing wrong. I get quite defensive. So these are little characteristics that I have that are actually me right now that I need to change to have a better relationship, to have a better relationship with my child and my partner and potentially other people around me, and to be a better leader in Body and Beyond and that sort of thing. So as much as I should like myself and should have good self-esteem and all these things, there are things that need to be addressed to become better and to improve. So that's why I'm saying there's an importance of change. Now, how do we change? How do we just go about achieving a goal or something like a goal of, let's say, improving your fitness, your health and your body? How do you do that without beating yourself up and telling yourself that you're crap? Well, what I say to everyone, to all of our members, to whoever I speak to, is to work backwards, not forwards. So right now, if you're in a place where you're not happy with your fitness, you're not happy with your health, you're not happy with your relationship or your job or whatever it is, don't look forward, work backwards from where you want to be. So rather than going this is wrong, this is what's wrong with me, this is what I need to fix, don't do that because it's a very negative start point. What I would say is think about where you want to be. So let's just use body for example because it's very easy to do. Let's say you want to lose weight and you want to be fitter and you want to be healthier. Work back from there. So why do you want to be that way? Why do you want to be fitter? Why do you want to change? Why do you want to have a better body and be healthier? There's going to be things that are personal to you. Write those down. Make sure they're important. Make sure they're meaningful, whether it's for your kids, for your career, because you want to be more confident, whatever it is, write it down. Then look at what behaviors attach to the person you want to be. What does that person do to get there? So look at maybe other people in your life who are successful in terms of they're fitter, they're healthier, they have like, they're in better shape than you. I don't mean their body's better than yours. I just mean they are at maybe a potentially lower body fat level, or whatever it is that they have that you want, and what are their behaviors. So do they work out a couple times a week? What types of foods do they eat? Are they eating better? Are they moving more? Are they sleeping more? All these things, look at that. Then look at like, these are the behaviors that you need to adopt and change in your life, and look at what you're doing right now and where do you need to get to. Then the next step is really, really, really important. Look at your why. Compare, because sometimes when you look at the behaviors that you have to do, so say I said to you, to get into shape, you need to exercise 5 times a week. Not that you need to do that, but let's say you need to work out 5 times a week, you need to eat this amount of food and so on. You may look at that and go, that's really challenging. I don't think I can do it. It's going to require too much change, whatever. But what I want you to do is then relate that to your why. So these are the behaviors that you need to achieve. This is your why. Does that work out? And what I mean by that is your why strong enough to make you take these actions. If you have like, you need to walk 10,000 steps every day, it may seem like a really challenging task. But when you go, I want to be fit and healthy for my kids so I can be around for them so that, and be a good role model for them so they don't end up with health problems, and I can do things with them on holiday and, in their summer holidays and that sort of thing. Then you may go, that 10,000 steps a day is definitely achievable because I have a strong motivator for making me do it. And that's why I'm saying relate back to your why at all times before you just go about and try and create a new change, a new behavior. Are you able to withstand those behaviors and changes based on the strength of your why? And if you are, then great. Then the next step and the final kind of step is a plan of action. What adjustments do you need to make to actually make it practical to achieve the new behaviors? So for example, let's say you're taking 5,000 steps a day. You need to get to 10,000 steps a day to achieve the goal of fitness, health, and body shape. What do you need to do to get extra 5,000 steps a day, and how do you do it practically? What do you do in terms of like, when are you going to take the steps? How many steps? How long do you need to walk for? When are you going to do it in terms of fitting it into your lifestyle and your systems and everything like that in your day-to-day practical life? Then you go about taking those steps and actually doing it. And then it's all about taking action. And that's, if you go through that cycle, you created change in your life in a very positive way. You've got a motivator of why you're doing it. You know where you're trying to get to, and you're doing it in a way that is self-improving rather than self-hating if you just went progressing forward. Does that kind of make sense? Let me know, guys, if that does. So that's why it's important to focus on like changing, but not just focus on changing. Don't start with the negatives of, this is wrong with me and identifying faults. Maybe start the other way of like, where do you want to get to? What behaviors do you need to achieve that? And then, start working backwards and then meet where you're at right now. And it makes it a lot easier because you've built a path of success as opposed to like just something that's so far out of reach. You don't know what to do. You don't know how you're going to get there. You don't know anything about like, what's going to get you to improve. And I think that new cycle, that new way of thinking really helps you get to the goal that you want to achieve. And it just makes it such a positive experience rather than a negative one. Mariam says, especially given our current circumstances where we are forced to change. Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Like right now, a lot of people are using this as a reflection of like, what things are you not happy with in your life, what needs to be adjusted, taken steps to move forward, to improve on. It's a really good time to use, to just basically like adapting and things like that. Like what is it that you're not quite happy with right now in your life, and where would you like to get to? just simply just journaling every day. Like, you know, you every day you have these thoughts that pop into your head all the time. And if you don't take the time to kind of just address them, then nothing changes. And I think I've heard this so many times. Like, you know, a lot of people say like, well, what's the point in like trying to create change and all these things? Is because if you don't change your behaviors, if you don't change yourself, nothing changes in your life. So if there's something that you're not happy with, then it's really important that you do change something. Otherwise, you're going to stay exactly the same. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why it's so important that people do try to create change. Otherwise, you literally stay exactly where you are now. And that's fine if you're happy. But if there's certain aspects that you're not happy with, then it is really important that you change. Otherwise, nothing's going to change in your life. Anyone who needs anything, just let me know. Hit me up. I will be shooting off now. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found that useful. As always, I would love your feedback. You guys are great in terms of like, you know, just letting me know if I'm talking nonsense or actually providing useful information. So it's always great to know and have feedback from you guys. But I'm over and out now. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the day and stay safe. Guys, take care. Bye.